nobody was doing it like them, man. These cats was off the corner, hustling hard. 4 cats, they had an idea, they knew that they could do it, and they went out there and they got their grind on, man. We all understood what the grind was all about, so when we saw them at the parties, at the video sets, you know, Freaknik, you might have seen them at one of Luke joints, you know, hanging out. It was crazy because they was worldwide. We said, all right, that's cool. But then when we all of a sudden saw that everybody was wearing their joints, I'm talking about from actors to TV people to sports figures. I mean, the president probably had one of them FUBU shirts on, man, or one of them hoodies, man. That's the way it was going down. That's when we knew they hustle was crazy, man. They grind was real, you know? That's what I'm saying, man. These cats changed the game, man. There was a lot of whack clothing lines out before they was doing their thing. But when FUBU came out, now we had our own thing, man.
Welcome back. We have our next guest here. We have Jay Alexander, founder, boss man, FUBU, the brand. Here we go.
30 years.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Welcome. And I'm excited to share on B.A.R TV. If you don't know yet, FUBU has relaunched with FUBU the collection as well as FUBU eyewear. If you've been under a rock somewhere, FUBU was established in 1992, right?
Yeah.
Correct? Okay, so we have one of the owners here. There's 4 of you guys.
Yeah.
So first I would like to say the fact that you're, relaunching now and it's still the same 4 people. Mm-hmm. How did you do that? How could you get through 30 years of partnership? I can't even get through
you got to understand too, with us, we were friends before that.
Okay.
So we were partners in, crime, I guess.
Not
necessarily, we wasn't no bad boys, not like that. But, in turn, if you want to use that, we was partners in crime back then. So in turn, it just kind of worked out in the end, because when we have arguments, we have fights, we have disagreements, things like that. And again, I know how to push the button. I know when I'm wrong, or I know when he's right, or I know when he just made me shut up because he don't feel well, or whatever. So we go back and forth, but we still stay together.
Yes,
you can't. It's almost like we're family, so you can't choose your family.
That's really admirable. And how,
what's the biggest issue between you guys that you guys fight over? The biggest issue,
honestly,
besides the most important.
No. The biggest issue that I think we fight over is it's probably me. No, really, I say that I'm the one that I'm usually fighting because I'm the creative director. I'm the creative one. So in turn, Damon is, he has his quirks about things, and he doesn't really care. It's like whatever. Okay, we're gonna make money. We'll make money. If not,
right.
Why do we can? Or his thing is like he's not really creative per se. No disrespect to him, but he's the guy, hey, I like that, that's selling, forget it, let's just make it.
Right.
He's a shark, I'm the dolphin of it. So then you have the other 2 guys, it's just like, they have a somewhat input, but it's still like, it's not as much as I. Now I have to come up with all this, what we're gonna do for a season, and they, for them to come in and go, oh, well, I don't know if I like that,
Yeah.
And I have a level of I used to call it and it's funny, I used to say that years ago. Now, like is really important, social media. But I used to say I have a level of and I like to bring everybody up to that, and they're like, I'm cool with that. And I'm like, you cool with that? And I'm like, I don't like it. And they always say to me, well, you don't like nothing, and I do. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that my standards are high.
He has high standards.
So if and I say that to say because I have to appeal to a lot of different people.
Yes.
So I have to make you guys happy. I have to make, actually more than that, I have to make the consumers happy.
That's right.
So
number 1.
if I come up with something and I think that's what it is, I'm passionate about it, but I know what it is, not because I just said it. Because and I guess this part of me is, I was ordained to this. It is what it is. It's what I am. But I do my research. Mm-hmm. I do my homework. I look through everything. I sit there. I study. It takes me like 2 weeks, just for sometimes for just, not even the whole season, just for a couple of pieces.
Right.
Why? Because I'm really researching to see what's popping, what's not. Especially it's easier now because we have social media, so I don't have to actually go everywhere. I could just look down. I'm like, okay, that guy's over in Detroit. Okay, that woman's over in Pittsburgh. Or she's over there. He's over there. That's okay. That's what they're wearing. That's the wear. And I take it and I put it all together and I just put it into a ball. Like for instance, I look at me. I could say, I could look at this room. I could create a whole collection off this room.
Right, can you please create this
No, you're doing. You're fine. You're fine.
You're fine. Some
You're fine.
I love it.
You're fine. But and then we fight over that because they'll have their opinion and I have my opinion, or they want and it's just like it's kind of a tug of war. I remember one scenario, me and Damon, we fought forever because over a color, and I remember it's like yesterday because he said it was white. And I said, no, it's not white. It's off-white. Whatever, man, it's white.
That's the
He's back and forth.
issue.
No, it's off-white. Now, I was right. Now, if you turn around, there's
30
optic
years
white.
later, I was right.
No, because there's optic white.
Right.
So if I buy something, and it was back in the days, it's matchy-matchy. Like if it wasn't white and this wasn't white, or your sneaker wasn't this, you couldn't get away with that.
Yeah.
It was Garanimals. So if I would. Had the shirt come in white and the pant and the jeans came in off white, it wouldn't match and it wouldn't sell.
I'm sorry.
So when I went in there, I was like, no, this is not white. We can't use this. What are you talking about? And I'm like, yo, we can't. And we wound up changing it. I wound up changing it without him even, knowing, but because that's just my thing. It's what I do.
It just sounds like you guys are like a big family. Period.
Yeah,
We're gonna argue,
yeah,
we're gonna fight,
yeah.
we're gonna come back together.
Yeah. I mean, like the Beatles or whatever, all those groups or whatever.
And how about if you guys ever bumped heads when it comes to the back end of the business? Not that the clothes don't matter, but the actual running of the business, or did you delegate roles for that amongst
Well,
you guys?
it was one of those things, Damon is the CEO, I call myself the vice president or the executive vice president, but then everybody else doesn't really have a role per se.
They just get in where they fit in.
Right, kind of get it when they fit in. Carl, Keith, and now we have more defined roles because as we got older per se, or just went off and did other things because, with all that, we learned a lot. Mm-hmm. So now we take those things and we kind of do it for ourselves, but now we have these different relationships, we can bring them back in because right now, Carl might as well be, the head of licensing or, in that respect, or the vice president of licensing because he's bringing in so many different deals, as of late. Damon is off doing the Shark Tank thing. He's more of a spokesman. Keith is kind of taking on my role and kind of running production and things like that, which he wasn't before. And I'm just creative director, so I have to make sure it all kind of goes around. But I'm pretty busy doing a lot of things on my own, just as well as Damon per se. So now he has to kind of take the slack where I can't because I'm off working. So we all now it's more of a. I mean, I don't know if people remember Voltron. You have the head, everybody comes back together. Mm-hmm. I guess Damon will be the head, but I have to be the body, and maybe the guys will be the arms and something like that. Whatever. No, I have to be. I'm all this. Right. And they the arms. yeah. And then Damon used be the head, because he's the head. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, so a 15 to 17-year run actually that FUBU had, which was amazing. Not too many brands can say that they had a 17-year run and they're still standing. Whether you took a hiatus and you were dormant or not, you're still standing. Mm-hmm. Now here. You're here sitting in the chair. So tell me about you, the businessman, Jay Alexander, and what else have you done in between that hiatus for yourself?
Well, I mean, the hiatus was something because, every business has a bell curve, goes up, goes down. And then two, really, we are the type of culture that will like something and then say it's cool, and all of a sudden they want to get off it. And then it's generational gaps and things of that nature that kind of made us, and then we also not necessarily took 100% hiatus, but we had stuff overseas, and then we had it in, markets that I didn't necessarily want to be in, where nobody actually saw it. You know what I mean? We like Walmart or something like that. I wasn't too proud of that. Not because, the numbers great, but you have to do volume. But I just feel like our product was, needed to be up here, for us, by us, give us something to be proud of. Look at, You know, especially with a Gucci type of thing. You know, everybody looks at Gucci and goes, "Wow, oh, Gucci's always this, always that." But again, you know, we were that was the Gucci.
That was the, yep,
you know
it
what I mean?
was, definitely.
So I say, so with that, you know, it gives you a humbling experience. So you go off and you're like, wow, you know, I had this power brand, and now people, you know, millennials are saying, and I don't want to wear my father's brand, I don't want to do that. So you kind of have to sit back and really soul search and say, who are you? What what is it? You know, I used to go to clubs and go places like, oh, that's the guy from FUBU, that's the guy from FUBU. And then after a while, you say to yourself, I just want to be like, I'm Jay.
Jay, right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Jay, you know? And so with that, that took me a second to kind of think like, who is Jay? Because I've been doing this for so long. I'm FUBU. I'm forward bias. I'm this. Well, you forget who you even are. So then when I stepped back and I said to myself, well, now it's your time to reach back and bring people up. You know, you've been sitting here with all this money and all this fame and all this stuff like that, but what have you done for everybody else? Like, you know what I mean? And I started kind of really soul searching, saying to myself, all right, in turn, you made all this for what? I don't have kids. You know, I'm not married, nothing like that. So I said, it's not like you're giving it to somebody. You know, who are you gonna do? So I started making everybody like my family, and everybody being my, you know, kids and stuff, and saying, hey, Mr. You know, 15-year-old, Mr. 12-year-old, Mr. 30-year-old, because I'm up there in age. Now, I might not look it, but it is what it is. We're not going to
say his age right now,
right.
But go ahead.
So I should grab them and said, hey, listen, let me show you what I did. And not necessarily saying that you can do what I did, but you can do what you do.
Right. And let me be your inspiration to get you there.
Here's something I say at the end of a lot of speeches I say, take everything I said with a grain of salt. So you're almost like, huh? A grain of salt means nothing, right?
Right.
Meaning, but then season it with what you have.
Oh.
Right. You got to get in that
Take
kitchen.
everything with a grain of salt.
And then season it with
everything you have.
And why do I say that? It's because I've done it my way. I've done it my way. You can't do my way. You can't. No. You're not. My blessings are my blessings. Right. Well, what are your blessings? Exactly. So do you, but don't like. A lot of times, even though I speak and I do the keynotes and all that, I don't like standing up there talking about look what I did, look at me, look at me. No, because it's not about that. You know, it's not about I want to be exactly what you do. No, you want to be you and the best of you. And get what you do, and it may not be a multi-billion-dollar brand. It may not be,
and that's all right.
And that's all right. Just be happy with what you're doing, and you helping yourself, helping others. And because I want to be back to Black Wall Street. I want to look at my man. Like, can we get on your jet today? Can we just not that I have a jet, but I want, you know what I mean? Because you know, our rules back in the days with me is whoever had the most money paid the bill. I'm tired of paying the bill.
That's true. Exactly.
And for one thing, I spent a lot of money just really marketing and doing stuff. I got a book called Money Makes Me Crazy, and it chronologues all the things that I did that was stupid with my money. You know, so I even went up with my money and went down with my money. You know what I mean? And I see a lot of these rappers, and I see they're going down that same lane. Right. And I try to help them and guide them. And I said, once I do that, I can find out who I am, and once you give it yourself, you know, because what you make today is not for you.
Right.
It's not yours. Because it's not yours. It's for your legacy. Yeah. You know, it's nothing's for you. And right now we work, you know, a lot of people work in this whole, you know, narcissistic, you know, selfishness, you know, attitude, and it just depresses me. So I'm just trying to get people to think differently.
Amen.
You know.
Yep.
Amen. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Stay connected at urbanmusicreport.com for the hottest music features and videos, fashion reports, sports stories, entertainment news, and technology updates at urbanmusicreport.com. Stay connected.
Welcome back, guys. You're tuned into B.A.R TV, and we have our lovely guest here, Jay Alexander, Mr. FUBU, and he was just talking about his keynote speaking. And how you're impacting, and your goal is to impact the younger children out there.
Right. So let me throw some other points out. I'm the president of the New York State Black Chamber of Commerce. A lot of people don't know that.
Okay.
I'm on the board of the National Black Chamber of Commerce. I'm spokesperson for the Urban League Young Professionals. and I tour with them, and I teach them about entrepreneurship and money. It's called Get the Bag. I think something like Get the Bag and your guide to wealth and all that. And that's what I've been doing for the last, few years, just trying to get, like I said, find myself. And not only just find myself and help other people help me find myself. And I found my calling, and my calling I found out is just to help other people. And I'm really passionate about it, so people see it. A lot of times people get up there and just talk just to get a check. Sometimes I don't get paid by doing it. I just do it because I know I'm helping somebody. And when you help people, you get to the next level. Amen. Like you can't get to that other level, that other plateau until you help others. We also did, I went off and did FUBU television.
I was going to say, I noticed there was a network.
It's actually, and it was formerly FUBU television, now it's For Us, By Us television. Because I think that's more of a bigger vision.
For Us, By Us television.
Right, so it's television for us, by us, of course. And it's just a bigger vision on bigger play on what I was trying to do and what my mission was to actually do it. Because it wasn't television to me that was for us or by us, same thing. And I have deals with Comcast. I have two deals I'm right now negotiating, which is actually in contract as we speak. One with Verizon and Yahoo.
I saw you were over at O's.
Yeah, and I was at O's recently. Yeah,
and
they had me come speak.
Verizon
came here to speak.
Over there.
Yeah,
so
that was
like we're kind of all like the whole 6 degrees of separation is actually in real effect right now.
And then my partner Keith, in his hiatus, he was doing FUBU Radio, which is still doing FUBU Radio.
And where is that based out of?
Internet radio station.
Internet radio.
Internet radio.
Okay.
And then my other partner, Carl, he's doing FUBU hotels.
Oh, nice.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love to stay there.
Hotel FUBU.
Can there be a LL Cool J picture of me? In my room? You need to put
What is
that up.
LL's relationship with FUBU?
Well,
and is it still standing?
LL's. I'm going to tell you the story how LL. There's 2 stories, but I'm going to tell you another story that nobody knows about.
Okay.
But LL, of course, always still family, regardless. Okay. He came along, he helped us out.
Shout out to LL.
FUBU runs the fashion world for real. FUBU, the look, the style, the vibe, the feel. FUBU, the clothes got mass appeal. They the best that ever did it. I'm just keeping it real.
I just felt like it was time for a change. You have all these billion-dollar clothing companies, but they don't have any style. This is a new era, baby. FUBU, the next level. FUBU, soft leathers, jeans, hoodies. This line is incredible. Whether you're 5 or 55, amateur or pro, these kids know what they're doing.
Young birds in the coop going. Rubber so back we can't see our own hands. I know you feel that ball through them FUBU pants.
He helped us out, and he didn't have to.
Yeah.
He didn't have to. Like, it's like this new brand, and he had all these people coming after him. Of course, like the Gap, we're definitely known, and it's actually in textbooks now. And people do theses about the fact that we had a Gap commercial where they talked about another brand in the Gap commercial.
I know you like your outfit stylish. Any other line but the Gap is childish. Everybody working as your personal stylist. You're falling. Once you hear the Gap calling, you can't resist the shopping. Big ballin', not stopping, yes, y'allin'. Jeans popping in every mall in town, the city. GAP, gritty, ready to go. For us, by us, on the low. G, that's for getting the A for always. P, that's for power and the people that praise. Backwards, P for popular, A for attitude. G, get it going, daddy. Gap is on the move. How easy is this? Fall into the Gap.
And that was like our claim to fame as far as marketing. And then we've done a lot of stuff, beyond that. But he was a great, inspiring. He was, he didn't have to do this. And I always commend him when I see him and say, yo, thanks for that, thanks. And we gave him a little, you get some good checks. You know what? We did well this year. Here you go. Oh, wow. He's like, this is from clothes? I'm in the wrong business.
Right.
But, we had a little falling out for a second, but we're back and we're better. Because there was lawyers come in and they said, there should be more. I should get more, not get more, whatever. But in the end, we settled it and everything was good.
And everything is good. So now the family continues.
But the funny story about LL is, I used to be in a rap group when I was super young.
Really, what was the name of it?
I don't remember the
No,
daggone right. I don't
Go
remember.
ahead.
But long story short is, LL's best friend was a rapper as well. And they were in a rap group.
And what was his name?
I think his name was Chad or something like that.
Okay.
And Chad's brother was my best friend. And we were in a rap group. So in turn, that's how I knew him, you know. Then later on, Damon had met him because they were going on tour back and forth. And then when what's in the textbooks and all whatever is that LL, we cornered LL and said, hey, LL, can you wear this shirt, you know, for an ad? We waited for him and he didn't want to do it. And actually, he was debating doing it or not. He finally said, I'll do it. But he did it because I was his, you know, his best friend's, you know, homies, you know, homie. So it was like, there's always a bunch of stories that have where they're going.
But I'm gonna do it for
I'm
my
gonna do it
homie,
because now I'm gonna look at them for my homie. If you bounce, right, exactly,
definitely.
exactly.
And let me tell you something.
Where you from?
Yeah,
Where you
Queens,
from
Hollis,
originally?
Queens.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm from
Right.
Queens too, and we were all in FUBU growing up. FUBU was everything. Like, once we saw LL's from Queens.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah,
we saw
that
LL
was
and FUBU, it was
marketing
over.
genius
Yes.
move of them. And so now, FUBU frames, FUBU the collection.
Oh, I can keep on. We can keep going.
What else do we have coming up for FUBU?
Okay, so we have right now we have in stores with a collection that's in. I always mess these up. Sorry.
Century 21.
Century 21.
Saw that.
So
I did
Century
my
1 we
homework.
have Century 21, and in May we're launching with Forever 21. That's why I said I always mess it up. We're doing they're doing an in-store women's line. Forever 21. That's gonna be in Forever 21.
I would love to be a brand ambassador for
And
Royalty,
we're doing suits in May. We're launching suits in May and watches in May.
Got you.
Nice. I'm
So
excited
why
for
now?
that.
Why now with the FUBU relaunch? Why now?
2019.
Well,
Yes.
you know, a few years back, you know, like I said, you always, when you have something and it's your baby and you can always run away, but you can't leave it.
Abandon.
You
Forever,
can't abandon it
right?
because
Thank
it's you. You know, you're
Take
Jay
a
from
break.
FUBU, it's Jay from FUBU, that's Jay Keith from College, Damon. Like, Damon could always try to run away. I'm Mr. Shark now, I'm Shark now. Yeah, but bro, you only got it because you was with FUBU.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So you can try to run all you want, you can't hide. So,
From that purpose,
so,
you sure can.
So, you know, people say, man, I wish I seen FUBU again. And we were always still, like I said, stored in the marketplace, but not really in a big way. And so we would do some collaborations here and there, and then we started testing and people, because when you looked on social media at one time, it was like, oh, nothing, everything was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, oh, off it, oh, I never wear that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, oh. So we had to kind of let that
Run its
Let
course.
it
run its course, and then finally, you know, we did a collaboration, and then we did a big collaboration with Puma, worldwide collaboration with Puma, and that said, whoa, we're hitting it back. So when we come back, we kind of just, bam,
That's it. You
like
saw
we
it.
don't play.
You said
we
this
don't
is the
play.
time. Let's go, guys.
We don't play. Like, we do it big.
Yeah.
But this is the time we doing it big, but we're doing it cautious because we still don't know if people are going to accept it. So people are, yes, they're saying, you know, we like it, it's in stores, and, you know, it's still getting a little buzz, and oh man, oh, I heard about it, I know we're back, but it still needs to translate to sales. Because, and again, it's business is business. It's the fashion business. It's not just I made a great design and that's it.
Right.
You know?
FUBU always had great quality clothing.
Yes.
It was never like cheap. It was great quality clothing.
And
Your
good prices.
sweaters
But let me
gonna
tell you.
last you.
But let me tell you what happened to business. When the credit broke down and people leaving out of stores, mom and pops couldn't get credit anymore, and then the right. So now, and then the stores that everybody, you know, almost like a mini recession. So people wasn't going to buy, even though it could last you forever, they wasn't going to pay those prices anymore. So what we had to do was start taking a lot of that, watering it down, taking a lot of that stuff off, and then giving it to a customer, because you can, a white t-shirt, people started wearing white tees, the guys. So white three pack for what, $9.99? They're not buying no FUBU shirt. So then we tried to do a pack for $12.99. You get that, a headband or whatever, and that sort of worked. But and then you had all these discount stores started to open up. Everybody's like, man, I ain't buying that no more. I'm gonna just get this, and I'll still be looking fresh, and whatever that was around at the time.
Right.
And that started messing up our business because people didn't care about quality. When things start getting watered down, and I say that about the music too. And listen, you can be mad at me all you want, but when things start getting watered down, music starts everything can start watered down to almost nothing, and no disrespect to the South, or then nobody wants the real thing, nobody wants quality, nobody respects it anymore because they don't care. So it's like, I don't care about that. I mean, and I'm I'm not tooting my whole horn, but there was times when as a woman, you're both women, and you meet a guy and you're like, what do you mean? You do what? Like all your boxes checked off, right? Oh, no kids? Huh? What? right? Now I tell a woman I know kids, like, yeah, so
Right.
it means nothing. It doesn't matter. So when morals and things like that break down and that society breaks down to nothing, you know, you stuck up here. And another thing that kind of messed us up was the fact that sometimes when you go too far into a trend, like we were, you know, in our time, it was, you know, the 10 years baggy clothes was it. And then when it turned to everything being slim, they kind of kept us in that baggy lane. It's like, I'm not wearing that baggy stuff. And then I'd make it slim, you put it on, you still say it's baggy. It's like, huh? It's just, they want to see you how they see you.
So
that's fashion.
you just had to keep on.
So I had to keep on, is wait until somebody says, okay, listen, you know what? So it wasn't, so the answer to the question is not that we said we need to come back. It's just when people tolerated or wanted us to start coming back. And we had to wait for them to tell us. Because if we just jumped out there and put it out there, it would sit there and not sell. And it's selling now, not at the rate we wanted to, but again, we're still out there and it's there. And now now you have choices, especially with this whole, you know, Gucci, blackface, and all that other stuff. And that's a whole nother. That's probably for a whole nother show.
What is your social media? Let them know where to find you on social media.
Social media is A Fashion Mind. That's the Instagram. A, the letter fashion, MIND. So A Fashion Mind. I don't know. Facebook is just my name, J. Alexander Martin. Twitter is the J. Alexander M, the letter J, Alexander M. But you can always catch me at. And also too, if not, my website isjalexandermartin.com, the letter J, alexandermartin.com, or just go to moneymakesmecrazy.com.
So we are so thankful for your time today, and you guys are tuned into the Urban Music Report channel, and this is B.A.R TV, J. Alexander, FUBU, we live, for us, by us. Check for it.
Grinding, grinding, grinding.